Have you ever stopped to think about how an idea, just a thought, can become a real physical thing? Well, today, we're going to trace that exact journey. We're following a formless cosmic concept as it evolves into a solid, worshipped icon. It's a wild ride, so let's jump right in.
All right, so check this out. On one side, you have the formless idea. We're talking big, abstract stuff, a cosmic principle, a fluid concept. On the other side, the tangible icon, a literal four-faced protector, a statue covered in gold leaf. Now, these two things are the beginning and the end of the same story. The real mystery is, how did we get from A to B? And yeah, that's the absolute heart of what we're digging into today. How does something you can't even touch, a philosophical concept, eventually become a physical object that people can see, feel, and even pray to? Let's follow the breadcrumbs. To understand this, our story has to start way, way back in ancient India. We're going to the very beginning, to the original idea of Brahma that we find in the ancient Vedic texts. This is ground zero.
Now, this is absolutely crucial to get. The original Brahma wasn't a person. It wasn't a god with a beard on a cloud or anything like that. It was the cosmic principle itself. You could think of it as the source code of the universe, the unmanifest power behind all creation, a completely pure philosophical idea.
This quote really nails it, a fluid philosophical abstraction. It just drives home how conceptual this was. Brahma wasn't a character in the universe, it was the very architecture of the universe. No shape, no face, and definitely no statue. But here's the thing about powerful ideas. They don't stay put, they travel. And as this concept of Brahma started to move out of India and spread across the Asian continent, something pretty amazing started to happen. You see, as this deep philosophical idea traveled into new cultures, especially in Southeast Asia, it bumped up against the very human need, the need to connect. It's kind of hard to pray to a fluid philosophical abstraction, right? People wanted a face, a form, something they could anchor their beliefs to. In a way, the idea itself began to crave a body.
So this presents a huge challenge. This transformation didn't happen overnight. It was a slow, invisible process that took place over centuries in the hearts and minds of people. So how on earth can we actually see it happen now? How can you possibly reconstruct that kind of journey?
Well, this is where things get really, really cool. The answer, it turns out, is modern technology. Researchers are using artificial intelligence to do something that sounds like science fiction. They're visualizing that invisible shift. Let me break down how it works. It's basically a three-step process. First, they feed the AI a mountain of ancient texts, Sanskrit scriptures, descriptions of rituals, you name it. Then, the AI crunches all that data and simulates how the abstract idea started to change as it moved across different regions. And here's the mind-blowing part. For step 3, the AI actually generates images. It creates visual representations of what those in-between forms might have looked like as the idea slowly took shape. You can think of this AI as a kind of time-traveling bridge. On one side of the bridge, you have the purely metaphysical world of ideas from ancient texts. And on the other side, you have a physical, solid statue. This technology builds the bridge between them, letting us literally watch a thought become a thing. So, after this epic journey across centuries and cultures, where do we end up? Well, the final destination is modern-day Thailand, with a very specific and very tangible deity. And here he is, Phra Phrom. This is the end of the line for that evolution. He's not a formless principle anymore, he's a tangible, gold-leafed protector. And get this, he has 4 faces, so he can see in all directions. A perfect physical symbol of that original all-encompassing idea. This is that fluid concept finally solidified into a deity people can connect with. So, tracing the history of one god is fascinating stuff for sure. But what's the bigger picture? Why does this really matter? Because this is so much bigger than just one story about one god. This whole AI-driven approach is like a powerful new lens on history. It gives us a brand new way to trace the evolution of our biggest human concepts, our beliefs, our philosophies, our cultural symbols. We are literally learning how to watch ideas themselves evolve. And that leaves us with a pretty provocative question to chew on. If AI can show us, step by step, how gods were born from ideas, what could it tell us about our own beliefs today? I'm talking about our concepts of justice, or freedom, or even consciousness. It's a brand new frontier, not just for understanding our past, but for understanding ourselves.